Okay, so where were we? We visited the Earth Cave. Oh, we have full magic. That's a good thing. Alright. It's been a while, so let me. Why don't I have another spell? Well, we'll be able to use it anyway. I do have the steel sword, right? Okay, so I don't think I can beat Lich with what I have here. It would make a difference out of the Fire 3 spell, which I can purchase. Well, let's see what happens. Please forgive me if it turns out that we're just not strong enough to beat Lich. Maybe if we're lucky. We got lucky with Astos. I rewatched that video and everything went perfect. Last video I talked about magic points, why I prefer this system. And now I'd like to tell you about the auto hit system, which is lacking in this RPG. I don't know any other RPGs who don't automatically make you attack the next enemy if the first one happens to be dead. So it's not popular, but still I prefer it. Why is that? Well, this game is about making choices, to be challenged on how well you know the game. And the better you know the game, the better you are able to make choices when it comes to combat. So a good player will know when to attack and which enemy and how much. And a player who's not that experienced, well, they'll keep attacking the same enemy until they're defeated. Which makes sense because you don't know how many hit points they have. Even I, even though I supposedly know the game like the back of my hand, well, I've recently changed all the hit point values, so the couple of them I remembered, well, I can't rely on that anymore. So sometimes I don't know either, and that's something I can improve on. So, a way to make the game play differently for someone who does know what they're doing is making it so that if you guess incorrectly, you get punished by simply doing no damage. Ah, jeez. Did I use so little magic that I now thought I hadn't? Okay, that's ironic. Well, let's go get the item anyway. Get some extra experience, and then we'll heal up. Get the Fire 3 spell, and then attempt Lynch. That would be a good idea. Okay. I ran away so much last time that I hardly used any of my magic. So yeah, I want this game to reward good players in as many ways as possible, and one of those ways is simply making fights relatively easier if you know what you're doing, if you know how many hit points the enemy has and how much damage you are likely to do with your attacks and spells. Little tidbit here, the monk is balanced so that his armor rating is always around that of the cloth armor at the point of the game. Well, as you see, they're both at 10. 10 absorb, 10 absorb. And later on he eventually catches up. But for now it's about the same. Werewolves are evil, so the holy spell afflicts them. Just want to show you that. They also regenerate. Something good to know. Here we have our golems again. Well, you can easily run away. And the cure ring. This is the one of the armors you use as an item. You cannot equip it. You can, however, give it to somebody and they can use it during battle. Now the curing is not that effective. It's just one cure. Sometimes in a battle you would rather have somebody healing themselves instead of fighting, but it's rather rare. I'm going through my holy spells. Let me start over. I do want to kill these though. No, they have much more hit points. I should have realized that. Yeah, speaking of, not being a very good player. I'm still used to the numbers in the original Final Fantasy Ultra. So when I see Werewolf, I think like 90 hit points. Now it's more like 160. Okay, we're not going to fight the Lich. We're going to go back to town. Dark Imps do not get affected by holy magic, even though they are dark. They're not undead or evil. They simply are. I'm reminded of this quote by Apocalypse, the X-Men character in the series. And he was one of my favorite geeky quotes, namely, he says, "Evil? Me? I am not benevolent. I simply am." Which I think defines his existence spectacularly. He does not consider his deeds evil because he considers himself above the moral values of those under him. Now, I'm not a big comic book fan, but I do like to follow the characters. I think there are some very interesting stories. I like Silver Surfer, but to be frank, I preferred his television series in the 90s to the comic because I love that series so much. I ended up purchasing the Essential series, which is a collection of his stories, and I didn't like them that much. But Silver Surfer, I liked him a lot in the television series because he's a tragic figure. I'd like to see more characters like him in video games. Basically, he's extremely strong. I think he's about as strong as Superman, maybe even stronger. And but none of that is of any help to him because he's not concerned about destroying things. That's not what he wants. He wants to find his old home. Now, why is that such a problem? Well, basically, it's a problem for him to be so strong. And why? It's because his old job was scurrying around the universe, checking out planets, and if they looked good, he would tell Galactus, "Hey, check this place out." And Galactus would come and devour the planet, and people would be sad. And with time, people equated the Silver Surfer with what Galactus did, so he got a bad rep. Now, why did the Silver Surfer do all that? Well, his memory was wiped clean by Galactus after he became the Silver Surfer. And why did he become the Silver Surfer? Well, his planet was going to be devoured by Galactus, and he said, "Please save this planet. I'll do anything for you." And Galactus, well, he's lazy. He said, "I could use somebody to find planets for me." And Norrinrad, the original name of the Silver Surfer, said, "I'll do it." And so for a long time, I'm not sure how long, I wonder if it's ever been said in a Marvel story, the Silver Surfer went about choosing planets, leading them to doom. And then one day I believe he had a fight with Thanos, and he recovered his memory, realized he missed his old girlfriend, of course his old home, and from then on he's looking for his old planet, and he rather anticlimactically he does find his old planet in one of the comics, and it just happens all of a sudden. that was kind of a bummer. But in the television series, he never finds it, partially because the television series did not get enough money to finish the whole season. So I'm grinding a bit here, get one last level, and then we can go on to Lich. So why do I tell you about Silver Surfer? I don't know. I feel like, oh, no more holy spells. So yeah, I like following him, and I love the Sandman, which is also a comic, but it doesn't feel like a comic because it's about people instead of superheroes. And soon enough, the X-Men movie will be featuring Apocalypse. So I wonder what that will be like. Hope it's good. I enjoyed the last X-Men movie a lot, which featured Quicksilver. And he has this legendary scene where he stops all these bullets simply by moving them around and putting people in funny poses. So for that scene alone, you should see that X-Men movie. I don't know which one it is. There's one where they go back in time, and there's also one. Oh, what can I get? Level 4 indirect magic is not that good, if I recall correctly, so we'll skip that. I'll just get 2 more spells for the Warlock, and then we're off to the Lich. So get that Fire 3. That's good against it. Oh, yeah. No, wrong spell. Place. Hey. Move it. I think it stopped. Yeah. Okay, one last trip to the Earth. Should I get Pures? Nope. Got 8 cleanses. I think enough cures. We'll risk it. These are easy to beat. Could use an ice spell, but again, this is the way I tackle this. When I want to go to a boss, I'll try to save as much magic as I can. I have a rogue in my party. Why not use that, right? So let's make our next thing to talk about which classes I think are the strongest or weakest. That's something I've discussed with a lot of my playtesters. And what I like, which I actually love, is that there's no consensus. That means to me that I've done a good job of balancing them. Nobody, though, has told me that the rogue is the best. But maybe they don't know as much as I do. And after we do... Oh, actually, I could have done that before going to Lich. Well, after the Earth Cave, I'll try to remember doing this little neat trick for the rogue. Because he can get his best weapon much earlier than anybody else in the game. So we'll briefly do that after the Lich. So yeah, nobody said the rogue is the best. Well, I think he's fine. As you can see, this run has so far been quite smooth. Let's leave it at that. I think that I think the Monk is the considered the strongest overall by my play testers. But I myself, I don't think he's that good. So that's interesting, isn't it? What I hear from play testers is that he can do a lot of damage, which is true. And I hear that he can do all kinds of stuff, which is also true. You know, he can attack, he can cast indirect spells. It doesn't cost that much money. All good things.